What's happening, sixth graders? We're back. This is chapter 6.4, example 1. And if you haven't looked at the notes yet, I actually want you to go look at those first. And I want you to look at the key idea at the very top. So 6.4 notes. Go ahead and go open those up. I'll give you a second. So 1, 2, 3, pause. All right, hopefully you went and open those up and look. And the key idea talks about absolute value. What is absolute value? I'll read it for you. The absolute value of a number is the distance between the number and 0 on a number line. So the distance of a number and 0. So how far is it from 0? And that is its absolute value. And so we write absolute value with 2 bars on the side of the number, and that shows it in the notes, and it'll show it here. So it says find the absolute value of 3. So we look and see how far is 3 from 0. If you don't need a number line for that, that's okay. But the distance is 3, isn't it? So from 0 to 3, the distance here is 3. And so the absolute value of 3 is 3. So this is what these 2 bars on the side, notice these are different than parentheses. They're not curved. They're straight lines. And these straight lines mean absolute value. They do not mean parentheses. So you got to be careful when you're reading those. Okay, so absolute value of 3 is 3. Now this one says find the absolute value of negative 2.5. And remember, the absolute value is the distance from 0. So if we look at a number line, the distance of negative 2.5 from 0 is 2.5, right? So the absolute value of negative 2.5, notice how it's inside these bars, is just 2.5. So you think of like if you owe the bank money or you owe somebody money, you're negative 2.5, right? You're negative $2.50. But the absolute value of that is $2.50. It's not negative. So that's what a situation where we would use absolute value. So when you see these 2 bars, that means absolute value. And basically, it means your answer is going to be positive unless the negative symbol is outside. But that's later. So just worry about finding the distance from 0, and that's your answer, okay? Find the absolute value of negative 10 and 8.3. Let's take a look and see how they do it.
Part A. Find the absolute value of negative 10. Remember, the absolute value of a number is the distance between the number and 0 on a number line. The absolute value of a number A is written as the number A with a vertical bar on each side. Because of the definition, we need to start with a number line. Label the number line with 0 toward the right because we need to find the distance between 0 and negative 10. Continue to label the number line.
You don't
Next,
have to label the whole
graph
thing.
negative 10, which is here. Now we need to find the distance between negative 10 and 0. Negative 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 units away from 0. Because the distance between negative 10 and 0 is 10 units, the absolute value of negative 10 is 10. Now let's look at part B. Find the absolute value of 4 and 8/10. Start with a number line and label the number line with 0 toward the left so we can find the distance between 4 and 8/10 and 0. Continue to label the number line using increments of 5/10.
You can make
Now
your number line however you want.
4 and 8/10, which is approximately here. Next, we need to find the distance between 0 and 4 and 8/10. 0 is 5/10, 1, 1 and 5/10, 2, 2 and 5/10, 3, 3 and 5/10, 4, 4 and 5/10, and 4 and 8/10 away from 4 8/10. Because the distance between 4 8/10 and 0 is 4 8/10, the absolute value of 4 8/10 is 4 8/10.
Okay, so you don't have to count like that. I'm sure that you can probably tell that 4.8 is 4.8 away from 0. So I don't recommend just counting each little one, but just so you see the visual of the number line and how far it is from 0, and notice the absolute value sign. The absolute value of negative 10 is 10, and 4.8 is also 4.8. So these answers are both positive. Let's take a look at a few on your own. Find the absolute values of 8, negative 6, 0, 1/4, negative 7 1/3, and negative 12.9. So without making a number line, I know that 8 is 8 away. Negative 6 is 6 away from 0. Of course, this is 0. 1/4 is 1/4 away. Negative 7 1/3 is 7 1/3. And negative 12.9 is 12.9. So this is just the distance from 0. Okay, so a negative number's absolute value is going to be positive. Same with a positive number. Its absolute value is going to be positive. Hopefully that's not a bad start. You guys are doing great, and I will see you at the next video.